Hello friends, today in this video we will discuss about theorem 2 of group theory. So here is the question. The order of an element of a group is equal to the order of its inverse. The question is something like this. Here we have to prove that order of A is equals to order of A inverse. Okay. Coming to proof, in the theorem they have said that we have to prove order of A is equals to order of A inverse. But we don't know what is the order of A and what is the order of A inverse, right? So for that, let us assume order of A is M and order of N is A inverse is N. Okay. So M and N be the orders of an element A and A inverse. Okay. If the order is M, then according to definition A power M is E, right? And order of A inverse is N. So A inverse whole power N is E. Okay. Now first AM equals to E. A power M is E. Take inverse on both sides. A power M whole inverse is equals to E inverse. We can interchange this. Okay. See, A power M whole power N, A power N whole power M. We can interchange. So A inverse whole power M is equals to inverse of E is E itself. 1 inverse is 1, right? So E. Next, order of A inverse is less than or equals to M. How this is possible? Here they haven't mentioned that M is least positive, right? If M is least positive, we can write order of A inverse is equals to M. But they haven't mentioned M is least positive. So M can be finite positive. So we can write order of A inverse is less than or is equals to M. Because they haven't mentioned M is least positive. If M is least positive, we can write order of A inverse is equals to M. They haven't mentioned. So we are writing order of A inverse is less than or equals to M. But then what is the order of A inverse? Here order of A inverse is N, right? N be the order of A inverse. So order of A inverse is N. N is less than or equals to M. Take this as equation 1. Again we have to consider A inverse whole power N is E, right? Next we can interchange, right? First N, then A inverse is equals to A, E. Taking inverse on both sides, An whole inverse whole to the power of inverse is equals to E inverse. Inverse is 1, right? So A power N is equals to E inverse is E is equals to E. Same as it is. They haven't mentioned N is least positive. So order of A is less than or is equals to N. But order of A is M, right? So M is less than or is equals to N. From 1 and 2, in equation 1, N is less than or is equals to M. Here M is less than or equals to N. From 1 and 2, if A is less than B, B is less than A, then we can write A is equals to B. Like that, if M is less than N and N is less than or equals to M, we can write M is equals to N, right? But what is order of M? Order of M is A, right? M is the order of A. Next, N is the order of A inverse. So, order of A inverse. Order of A is equals to order of A inverse. Hence the theorem. So, this is the theorem 2. I hope you understood this. Now coming to theorem 3. Let me read the question. If an element A of a group G, that means A belongs to G, is of order N, order of A is equals to N, and E is the identity element in G, that means E belongs to G, then for some positive integer, M is some positive integer, AM is equals to E, A power M is E, if and only if N is a divisor of M, that means N divides M. That means here A power M is equals to E if and only if N divides M. Okay, we have to prove this. If A power M is equals to E, then we have to prove N divides M. Conversely, if N divides M, then we have to prove A power M is equals to E. Okay. So this is the statement explanation. We have to prove this. Necessary part and sufficient part. Necessary part means direct part. Sufficient part means converse part. Okay. Coming to proof. First necessary part. Okay. necessary part is this one. If a power m is equals to e, then we have to prove n divides m. See data, a power m is equals to e, we have to prove that n divides m. Okay. In the question they have already mentioned that order of a is equals to n, right? Order of a is equals to n. That means here they have given order of a is equals to n. That means n is least positive, right? N is least positive integer. So from the definition of order of an element, it follows that n is least positive. In the question only they have given. So a power n is equals to e. If order of a is equals to n, then a power n is e, right? Okay. So here order of a is equals to n. By data a power m is e, right? Here we have to prove that n divides m. In groups we will write like this, n divides m, not like this. N divides m. In groups we write like this. Okay. In what conditions n divides m? Either m is equals to n or m greater than n, right? For example, 2 divides 4. Here 4 is greater than 2, right? That's why 2 is dividing 4. Likewise, 2 divides 2. Here 2 is equals to 2. If 2 divides 1, is 2 divide 1? So here less than condition is not possible. Okay. 2 can't divide 1, right? So here we cannot take less than condition. M is not less, we cannot take m less than n. Okay. So for n to divide m, there are two conditions. One condition is m should be greater than n or m is equals to n. Okay. M less than n condition is not possible because here this is m and this is n. If can n divide m? No, right? So less than condition is not possible. So we can take only two conditions, m greater than n or m is equals to n. Okay. So here I am taking m greater than n or m is equals to n. First let us consider m is equals to n. Okay. If m is equals to n, then obviously n divides m. If 1 is equals to 1, then obviously 1 divides 1, right? If 2 is equals to 2, 2 divides 2. So n divides m. So first condition is satisfied. Next is second condition, when m greater than n, by division algorithm. You know division algorithm? See how this is, I will explain you. Here n is dividing m, right? So here n, here m, here quotient, here remainder, right? Here quotient, here remainder. Here m is equals to, we have to multiply these two, n into q plus remainder r. So this is the division algorithm, right? So m is equals to n q plus r. By data we have a power m is equals to e. Here m is nq plus r. A power nq plus r is equals to e. We can split it, right? A power m plus n is equals to a power m into a power n. Likewise, a power nq plus r, a power nq, a power r is equals to e. See, we can write a to the power of mn, a to the power of m whole power n. We can write like this. So a power n, in place of m we have n, right? In place of n we have q. So a power n whole power q into a power r is equals to e. We know that a power n is e, right? So e power q into a power r is equals to e. E power anything, identity e power anything is e, right? So e into a power r is e into anything is, if identity element is multiplied to any element, we get the same element, right? E into a power r is a power r equals to e, okay? Here order of an element condition is satisfied, a power r is equals to e. So r cannot be negative, right? Either it can be least positive or positive, but it cannot be negative. So r is non-negative, okay? And a power r is equals to e. And one more condition, r is greater than or is equals to 0. Here r is non-negative, so it is greater than or is equals to 0, right? Next, it is less than n. Why it is less than n? In question they have already given that order of a is equals to n. So n is least positive here. Now we are getting r also positive number. We don't know whether it is positive or least positive. But in question they have given that n is least positive. So r cannot be least positive. So it is less than n, okay? So here r cannot be positive, right? First, what is positive integer? Positive integer means 1, 2, 3 and so on. So, but here n is least positive. Least positive means n value I think 1. So here r cannot be 1. Then obviously r is equals to 0, right? So r is equals to 0. If we substitute r is equals to 0 in m is equals to n cube plus r, m is equals to n cube, right? M is equals to n cube. That implies n divides m. How this is? I will explain. See, for example, 2 divides 4, right? Right. 2 divides 4 is equals to 2, right? Think this is m and this is n and this is q, okay? Here 4 is equals to 2 into 2. 4 is m, 2 is n into q is 2. M is equals to n cube. See, right? Here n is dividing m and m is equals to n cube. Here m is equals to n cube. That implies n divides m, right? So this is the proof. We have got n divides m. This is the direct part proof. Now coming to sufficient part. Okay, now converse part. Now assume n divides m, we have to prove a to the power of m is equals to e. By data, n divides m, right? If n divides m, then obviously m is equals to n cube, right? For some positive integer q. Now a power m is equals to, a power m is nothing but n q, right? So a power n q, a power n whole power q, a power n is, in the statement order of a is equals to n, then a power n is e, right? So a power n is e power q. E power q, e to the power of anything is e itself, right? So e, a power m is equals to e. We have proved that if n divides m, then a power m is equals to e. A power m is equals to e. This is the proof. Easy, right? I hope you understood this theorem. In next video, we will discuss other theorems. Thanks for watching.